Reporting?
I think that reporting in general, but especially integrated reporting today, is something that companies have to do. And if they're not doing it, their shareholders will certainly force them to do it sooner or later. But more importantly, companies that are not doing this are missing opportunities for profitability, competitiveness, and innovation that I don't think they'd want to miss. And they just don't realize the importance of it. Integrated reporting helps to connect the dots. It talks about why your public policy positions are so important to your bottom line and why your investments in technology will ultimately result in profits for shareholders. When you talk about those things in silos, you're missing the big picture, and that's what integrated reporting can do for companies. It gives you the big picture, connects the dots, and gives you a competitive advantage. My advice would be to start slow and perhaps start with the sustainability report. We learned that we needed to learn how to do a sustainability report before we could tackle integrating our financial reporting with our sustainability reporting. It was something we tried to do out of the gate, integrated reporting, and kind of got rebuffed by management, and now I'm really glad that we did, because we needed that time to learn about what makes good sustainability reporting before we could begin to integrate the financial side of that. Stakeholder engagement is, I think, critical to a company's success. You can't operate in a fishbowl or in a vacuum, and the only way to not do that and not be talking to yourself and just be in your own little world as a company is to start talking to people on the outside and inside as well. Stakeholder engagement is something that I think too often companies don't understand the real value of it. It gives you a window on the world. It gives the outside a window on your company, and the realities that occur from that are really amazing. At AEP, we have seen stakeholder engagement really transform the company. When we held our very first stakeholder meeting in early 2007, we had never done anything like this before, and I liken it to a boxing match. You know, we had 17 different organizations, NGOs, investors, labor, etc., and we had all of our management team at the same table, and we were talking about our first sustainability report, and it was like they would challenge, we'd defend, they would challenge, we'd defend. We'd take a break, and they'd go to their corner, and we'd go to our corner, until finally we had to call a timeout and say, listen, this is about listening and engaging and learning from each other. And once we did that, everything changed, and it really has informed goal setting. It has informed business decisions. It is now a part of our day-to-day operations as well as our business strategy. When we're talking about the strategic vision and the strategic direction of the company, stakeholder engagement is always a part of that at AEP. A lot of stakeholders have asked us for this integrated reporting, and the one thing that kind of was the tipping point for us was the interest by the investment community in some of the material, specifically on climate and environment. In our sustainability report, we were giving them the kind of detail and data that they weren't getting in the financial reporting. And that to us was a signal that it was time to start putting those things together. And that's what we did. It certainly has deepened the level of transparency in the company. And because when you're talking about an issue like climate change, you're not just talking about where you stand on a policy position, but you're talking about the impacts of actions and business decisions on the company, on your customers, on your shareholders, and your employees. And so you're looking at it in a much broader perspective. And, you know, in a way, we've always done this. We've just never reported how we've done this. And that, I think, was the big learning curve for the organization. And they have certainly seen the value of this. And it's come back, you know, tenfold in terms of relationships, you know, with stakeholders, relationships with investors. It's very, very important.